So guys, welcome to VRD Nation. In this session, we will compare two of the finest tools available to Indian traders, Amibroker and TradingView. Now, if you are new to the world of stock market or if you are new to the world of trading and you don't know what Amibroker is, you don't know what TradingView is, don't worry. We have created a series of videos on both of these applications where we have covered each and every aspect of these applications. Right? That is the first thing that you have to do, right? You have to watch this playlist from start to finish. And trust me, you will learn a lot. Right? So that's the first thing. Now, what we have done so far is we have talked about what is TradingView, how to use it, and we have talked about what is Amibroker and how to use it. But what we have not done so far is to do a side-by-side comparison of the two applications and to see which tool is better, right? And that is something that a lot of you have asked, because if you have to, let's say, spend 2,000 rupees or 3,000 rupees, you cannot keep spending on both of these applications just to try them out. You need to know, okay, which one I need to commit to, which one I should go ahead with. So that is exactly what this video will do, which will do a side-by-side comparison of these two applications so that you can make up your mind about which application is right for you. But before we move forward, I just want to remind you guys that we have created a new exciting channel which is purely focused on real life trading, right? So this is the channel where we are doing all sorts of crazy stuff. So for example, what we have done is we have taken one strategy called the expiry day strategy, which is applied on expiry days, which is every Thursday. So we have taken that strategy and week after week, since the past 6 weeks, we have been consistently showing how that strategy is performing. Now, whether that is in profit, whether that is in loss, doesn't really matter. The idea is to basically share the real life application of the concepts that we are learning, right? So do not forget to subscribe both the channels, the one that you are watching right now and the channel that is focused on the real life trading. All right. So with that said, let's get into a side-by-side comparison of Amibroker and TradingView applications, right? So first thing first, let's start with the mode. So Amibroker is a desktop-based application, whereas TradingView is a web-based application. So this right here is my Amibroker application. You can see this. This is a desktop application, so which is installed on my computer. Now this is TradingView, right? So TradingView is a web-based application. You don't have to install anything. You just basically go to their website and you can just work from there. Now the second thing that we need to know, it's not exactly a difference, but the second thing that we need to know is how do you get it, right? So if you want Amibroker, then you have to go to Amibroker's website to get the official version of Amibroker. Whereas for TradingView, you just have to go to tradingview.com, which we just saw, and you can basically operate from there. So this right here is the website of Amibroker, amibroker.com. If you want to buy Amibroker, you basically come to this website and there are these three versions that I have talked about in a separate video. And once you pay for it, once you buy it, then you will go to the download section. And here is where you will download the exe file that you need to run on your computer to install Amibroker, this guy right here. So that brings us to the point number 3, that is, in case of Amibroker, installation is required, whereas in the case of TradingView, there is no installation required, right? And that brings us to the next point, which is that devices on which the applications can work. So in case of Amibroker, it can only work on a computer. It can be a desktop, it can be a laptop, doesn't really matter, but it can only work on a computer. Whereas on TradingView, since it's just a website, it can work on a computer, it can work on your mobile, it can work on your iPad, right? So any device that basically has an internet connection, you can operate TradingView on that. Now, the next thing that we need to understand is that both of these applications, they have a certain language that they understand, right? So in case of Amibroker, the language is called Amibroker Formula Language, or AFL for short. And in case of TradingView, the language is called PineScript. Right? So both of these applications, they work on a certain language. And if you want to use the core features of these applications like strategy creation or back testing and alerting functionalities, then you need to understand the respective language of each of these applications. Otherwise, you will not be able to use all the core functionalities. Now, I have used both AFL and PineScript. And not only I have basically created courses for both of these. So I can tell you based on my own experience that as far as the language is concerned, both of them are equally intuitive. The more you practice, the faster you will learn. So now the next thing, which can be a little subjective, but I think I should say it, is that in terms of the look and feel, Amibroker, the look and feel is not so great as compared to TradingView, right? So TradingView is a web-based application. So clearly it has better look and feel. The navigation is easier to understand. It's very intuitive as compared to Amibroker. Now the next point is actually very important, and that is pertaining to the data. So when you are using TradingView, you don't have to pay for the data because the data is already inbuilt. So TradingView as a company, they have taken responsibility to provide you with all the data that you need. Whereas in case of Amibroker, Amibroker says that I'm only going to give you the software. The data has to be bought separately, right? So the data has to be purchased from a separate company, and these companies are called data vendors. And I've talked about this in different video. You might want to just watch that. So that is something that you have to keep in mind, that there is an additional level of setup that we have to do with Amibroker to get the data into Amibroker. Now the next basic difference between the two that you need to keep in mind is that of a free version. So TradingView, what they have done is that they have given you a free option, right? So when you go to TradingView's website, you have a free option using which you can try out their application. So this is TradingView right now, and I'm using currently the free version of TradingView. So free version does have a lot of functionalities that I can use without paying anything for it. But there are some additional functionalities for which TradingView will ask me for money, and they have separate plans for them. So they have these 3 levels: Pro level, Pro Plus, Premium, and they have given you a lot of comparison of what those functionalities are. So you might want to come and check it out. Now in case of Amibroker, they also provide you a free trial, so to speak, but there is one little problem. So for example, you go to Amibroker's website, they have something called a free trial, and you can download that free for 30 days. So what will happen, of course, you can download this application, you can use it for 30 days. But what are you going to do with Amibroker's application until you have the data in it, right? So without the data, Amibroker will basically look like this, right? It will have nothing. So even though the software might be available, you can see the software, but you need to buy the data from some data vendor. You have to pay the data vendor at least 500 rupees so that you can at least get some data into it, so that you can see the charts and you can see all the functionalities there. So it's free from Amibroker's perspective, but it's not free to you because you still have to pay the data vendor to get the data inside. So going back, Amibroker does have a free version, but it's kind of a free. It's not really free, it's kind of a free. So keep that in mind. So far we have only discussed the basic functionalities, the basic setup, the basic aspects of these two applications, right? So now let's go one step further, and now let's talk about the cost, right? How much does it cost to buy Amibroker or to buy TradingView? So let's first start with the payment model itself, right? How does the payment system work? Now in case of TradingView, it is actually very simple. You have monthly subscription, you also have an yearly subscription. But in case of Amibroker, the pricing model is a little different, right? So when you go to Amibroker's website, you have to pay them a one-time license fee, which is a lifetime. So you buy Amibroker from amibroker.com, you are paying them, your transaction with them is one time, right? So you buy that software, the software is with you for your lifetime. You're not paying anything to them, right? So that is the one-time fee. But as we discussed earlier, Amibroker will not work without any data, right? So even though you are paying Amibroker as a company one time, you still have to pay your data vendors on a monthly basis, which is what incurs a monthly charge as well, right? So that is something that you need to keep in mind. Now, how much do you have to pay to get the Amibroker software? Well, there are 3 different editions that they have. And the one that we recommend, the one that is in the middle, that costs somewhere around 26,000 rupees. And that is a one-time license fee that you have to pay. In case of TradingView, as we discussed, there is no one-time fee as such. There is no software as such. So you're not paying any kind of a license fee to TradingView. Now let's talk about the monthly charges, right? So now in case of the monthly subscription of TradingView, as we saw that there are 3 different options there. And now this is the one that is in the middle. Remember they had like Pro and Pro Plus and all those things. So this is the pricing approximately for Pro Plus. Now in case of Amibroker, the monthly fees that are not coming from Amibroker as a company. The monthly fees are coming for the data that you are buying, right? So you will be buying the data from a data vendor on a monthly basis. And on an average, you will be paying somewhere around 2,500 rupees per month for that. So that is how the costing works between the two guys. So TradingView clearly has a better pricing model as compared to Amibroker. So guys, up until now we have compared the two applications based on their basic features and the costing. Now let's compare these two applications based on their core features, right? And we will start with the charting functionalities. So the first thing that we have to compare is the types of charts that are available in these two applications. So what do you mean by that? Well, think about the candlestick charts, the Renko charts, the Heikin-Ashi charts, right? So all these different types of charts. So in TradingView, these are all ready-made, right? So you just go to TradingView, you can see those charts that they are ready to go. You just have to pick one of them. So right here, for example, I'm here in TradingView. Here I can click on this button right here and I can select what kind of chart do I want. Do I want to see the bar chart? Do I want to see hollow candles? Do I want to see area chart, or do I want to see Renko chart, right? So all these different charts that they are already pre-built and ready to use. Now, when it comes to Amibroker, they do have some inbuilt charts, right? So if you go to view and you go to the price chart style, you have the auto, you have the line, you have the candlesticks, you have the bars, but they don't have Renko charts. They don't have the other charts that we just saw in TradingView, right? So now those charts can be built using AFL codes, but they are not ready-made. Now the second feature in charting which people commonly use is that of comparing charts, right? So we like to compare, let's say, two different scripts. Now TradingView, it is very easy to compare the charts. So let me just show you quickly. So here, for example, I'm looking at the chart of Nifty and I can click on compare and I can compare Nifty, let's say, with Bank Nifty. So I can say, show me the comparison of Nifty and Bank Nifty. And within a matter of a fraction of a second, I can see that, okay, Nifty has gone up 20% and Bank Nifty has gone about 8% in this duration of time. So the comparison of multiple symbols or multiple stocks, it becomes very, very, very easy when it comes to TradingView. Now, when it comes to Amibroker, the comparison can also be done here, but it is not as easy and as user friendly as we just saw in the case of TradingView. Now within charting, there is another interesting dimension that we have to keep in mind, that is the case of global markets. So global markets, for example, nowadays we are so connected, right? So it's not like India is operating in its own. Nowadays we are seeing more and more influence from the global markets. Now in case of TradingView, you have freedom to see any global market that you are interested in. Right? So you can see the US market, you can see the European market, you can see the Asian markets, and you can track commodities, you can track cryptos, right? So whatever is traded around the world, you can basically find them on TradingView. So let me show you right now. So let's say I want to see how the US market is performing. So I can go here and I can type, let's say, Dow Jones, right? So I want to see Dow Jones. So I will just select Dow Jones here and I can see how Dow Jones is performing. No problem. So there are n number of things that we can do from TradingView globally without having to worry too much about it. But that is not the case in Amibroker. Now the next aspect of charting is that of ready-made layouts. So what TradingView has done is that it has given a lot of ready-made layouts which are very easy when you are working with multiple scripts. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So now this is the chart of Nifty on TradingView. And here there are different types of layouts. So for example, let's say I want to see Nifty on two different time frames. So I can select this, which is a vertical, two different screens right here. So here I can see the daily chart of Nifty. And here I can see, let's say, a 5-minute chart of Nifty, right? So if you want to do multiple time frame analysis, it is much easier to do on TradingView as compared to Amibroker. Now in Amibroker also we can do the same thing. So in this case, let's say this is a daily chart of Reliance and I want to, let's say, compare the daily chart of Reliance with the 5-minute chart. And what I can do is I can have two different screens here and then I can tile them. So in this case, I can tile them horizontally. So I can see the two charts in the same time frame and I can also tile them vertically if I want to. Same thing can be done, right? It's not like they cannot be done. It can be done. It's just that it's not a ready-made thing. It's just not like you just click a button and then it is ready to use. You have to do a couple of additional steps. So it's not that big of a deal as such, but still something to keep in mind that it's a little bit of an extra convenience when it comes to TradingView. Okay, right? So let's move on from that to the alerting functionalities. So when it comes to the alerting functionality, we need to create alerts based on a lot of parameters. So the alerts can be based on the prices, the alerts can be based on certain conditions of volume and price, or it can be based on certain chart parameters, or it can be based on certain chart patterns, right? So there are a lot of alerting requirements that we have as traders. And in my experience, TradingView and Amibroker, they both have excellent capacity, excellent functionality when it comes to creating alerts. So you can basically define any parameter. You can have any criteria that you have in mind and you can create custom alerts based on that. I don't see any problem in either of these applications to support the alerting requirements. Though I will just say one thing about alerts is that if you want to create simple alerts, let's say like, alerts based on price or alerts based on a certain trend line, it's easier to create those kind of alerts in TradingView as compared to Amibroker. But as far as the capability is concerned, both of them are equally capable to create complicated alerts. Now let's talk about another very important functionality, which is backtesting. And for backtesting, first of all, you need to have a strategy, right? And for creating a strategy, you need to create that strategy. In Amibroker, you have to use AFL language. And for TradingView, you have to use Pine script. So you can, again, there is no difference between them. You can create as simple or as complicated strategy in any of these platforms. And then after you have created those strategies, you can backtest those strategies in these applications without any concern. In fact, we have created a video on TradingView's backtesting. You might want to watch that. So again, I will give them equal marks when it comes to backtesting functionality. They both are equally efficient and very fast when it comes to backtesting. Now let's talk about another aspect, which is algo trading. And within algo trading, let's first of all talk about connecting to brokers, right? So once let's say you have a strategy which you want to execute on an automated basis and you want to connect it to your broker. So your broker can be Zerodha, it can be Upstocks, it can be Sharekhan, or it can be Alice Blue, whatever. You want to connect it to your broker. Now with Amibroker, there is one advantage here, that since Amibroker is a very old application people have been using for several years, most of the brokers, they will provide you an easy way to integrate Amibroker with their system, right? TradingView, on the other hand, they don't have a direct way of integrating with the brokers. So you have to use platforms such as AlgoMojo to be able to connect TradingView to your broker. It is possible. It's not like it's not possible. It is just that you need some additional help to be able to integrate your broker with TradingView. So up until now, guys, if I pause this video and I ask you, okay, which of these two applications will you buy? I can guarantee that everyone would say you will go with TradingView, right? Better usability, ready-made layouts, and a lot of good things that are going in your favor. Now, let's talk about a few things that are good in Amibroker, which makes it a little bit better than TradingView. And in that sense, the first thing that we have to think about is trading in options. Now, this is a one thing which TradingView lacks, and I think that's a big problem for people who trade in options, right? So in TradingView, you are limited to the securities which are available for you to trade. If you want to, let's say, for example, you want to buy Reliance through options. Let's say you want to buy a call option, or let's say you want to buy a put option, or let's say you want to have advanced strategies like straddles and strangles and all those iron flies and iron condors. That, at least at this point of time, cannot be done in TradingView. And I think that is a big drawback of TradingView, that all those traders and most of the professional traders who trade in the Indian market, they trade in options. And for not having the capability to be able to place those orders in options through TradingView is a big drawback in TradingView. But when it comes to Amibroker can do anything, right? So you can do options, you can do futures, you can do cash. So that is one area where clearly Amibroker is superior to TradingView, because if you want to do algo trading, if you want to send automated orders of buy and sell to your broker, you can only do that from Amibroker as of now, not TradingView. But that is not the only area where Amibroker is superior to TradingView, right? You can also do a lot of things in Amibroker which cannot be done in TradingView. Now let me talk about the last criteria based on which I will compare these two applications. And that is extremely important if you want to trade in stocks, right? So if you want to trade actively in stocks, you want to find out through your scanning functionality that what are those stocks that are giving me the best opportunity to take a long position or a short position. And that can be based on any criteria. So you might be looking at overbought stocks or oversold stocks, or stocks that are making a certain kind of a pattern. So that scanning functionality is available in Amibroker, but that is not really available in TradingView the way we want it, right? So let me explain what I'm talking about. So when you come to TradingView, you have something called a screener, stock screener. And this screener gives you, a lot of functionality here. So you can basically click on this. Most capitalized, volume leaders, top gainers, top losers. So you have some of these things, but the problem is this. These kind of filters, they are very generic kind of filters, right? They don't really help us a lot when it comes to trading in real life. Because in trading in real life, you need to have very specific criteria for which we need to have the flexibility to define our own condition, our own criteria. And at least at this point of time, TradingView has not given us the flexibility of writing our own codes in Pine script through which we can decide, what are the stocks that are falling in my condition to create a long position or a short position. So that scanning functionality is there in TradingView, but it's very feeble, and for all practical intents and purposes, I think this is useless. So I hope at some point of time they will introduce this, but at least as of this point of time, I can say with confidence that this is not sufficient for a serious trader. But when it comes to scanning for stocks, Amibroker is the king. Right, you can do anything that you want, absolutely anything that you want, any kind of criteria that comes to your mind. You can build that criteria, you can write that code in AFL if you understand that code, and you can scan for stocks. And that is one of the reasons, again, professional traders get gravitated towards Amibroker, because they have this flexibility to write what they want and to get what they want, rather than relying on some ready-made thing which is not very useful. So guys, so far we have talked about a lot of factors, and there are at least 100 other things that I can talk about, and I can make this video longer. But I think so far we have covered most of the important aspects. So let me do one thing. Let me try to summarize what we have discussed so that you have a big picture view of, which application is more suitable for you. So first of all, the ease of getting started, I will say TradingView is a winner. Right, as we saw, it's a web-based application. There is no download. You don't have to worry about contacting a data vendor. So getting started is very easy when it comes to TradingView. Second is the usability. Right, using TradingView is easy. It's a web-based application. It's very user-friendly. The look and feel is very good. So again, clearly the winner in that case will be TradingView. Cost also, I would say again, TradingView is a winner because there is no one-time license fee as such that we have to pay in case of Amibroker, although the monthly cost comes to be around the same. Now, coming to the core functionality in terms of backtesting, alerting, strategy creation, and in case of algo trading when you want to connect to the broker, I would give both these applications the same marks. They are tied because they both have the exact same capabilities. But as we saw in the last two cases, first in the case of options and other is the case of scanning for stocks, Amibroker comes out to be the clear winner. So if you want to trade in options and you want to do algo trading there, or if you want to scan for stocks on a real-time basis, which I know that a lot of you do, then Amibroker is the only viable choice. Right guys, so I know that we have spent a lot of time, and for some of you based on your requirements, TradingView will be the right fit. For some of you, based on your requirements, you might find Amibroker has to be the right fit. So you have to take your call. So there is no one clear winner as of now. I will say maybe a couple of years down the line, things might change. But at least as of now, things are a little mixed. So think about what you want, and based on that, you decide which application that you want to use. And now, as far as I am concerned, I use both, right? I use Amibroker for scanning for stocks. I use Amibroker for algo trading, and I use TradingView for backtesting. I use TradingView for alerting functionality. I use TradingView for charting. So that is it guys. I hope that you learned something useful based on which you will be able to make an informed decision about these two. I will again very strongly recommend you to go and watch the individual videos that we have made on each of these applications so that you have an in-depth understanding of all the functionalities that we have talked about in these applications.